Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Gamepass Gossip. I'm Hamish from Patch Us In, and today we're going to be having a look at some of the games added to Xbox's Game Pass in February 2020. First up, let's take a look at one of my favourites, Sea Salt. Sinking. Get it? Sinking like a boat. Okay, moving on. Let me just get my notes here. Okay. Sea salt is the salt that is produced by the evaporation of seawater. It's used as a seasoning in... hold on, this is a cookbook, sorry. Okay, there we go. So, Sea Salt is an action strategy game by YCJY, where you take control of the minions of the sea god Dagon. You start with as one apostle, who I'm pretty sure is the offspring of Emperor Palpatine and Admiral Akbar. But throughout the game, you can unlock more by meeting certain conditions like killing a certain number of enemies or picking up enough gold. Each apostle has their own advantages in starting minions, and you can unlock more minion types to summon by progressing through the game, killing bosses, finding secret areas and things like that. So I loved the atmosphere in this game and the Lovecraftian style. The gameplay to me was a ton of fun, the way you have to strategize between which units to summon, such as melee or ranged. Even taking into consideration how much your army will scare the humans with the horror stat was pretty interesting. You don't have to be a strategic genius though. The game is very accessible to just pick up and start mowing down those pesky humans with an array of loyal subjects, like cultists, worms, fishmen, and you can even get crabs without having to worry about going to your pharmacy. To me, Sea Salt is a very welcome addition to Xbox Game Pass. I even went back and completed the game after getting the footage for this video. Now, speaking of crabs and fishmen, I'm going to segue very poorly into our next game, Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. Just look at how happy these guys are. If that doesn't get you excited to hit the lake and kill some fish for sport, then nothing will. I'm going to be blunt right off the bat, this game wasn't really for me. Now that's not to say it's a bad game, it's just that an entire game dedicated to fishing is not my bag, or maybe I should say, not my tackle box. A sentiment I share with my Patch Us In brother Ross, fishing in games can be great fun. We spent a long time in games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Far Cry 5 just chilling out, talking and fishing, but when it's all there is in the game, I personally find it a bit bland. However, as far as fishing games actually go, Fishing Sim World Pro Tour is generally regarded as one of the good ones. The graphics are pretty crisp for a fishing game, there's lovely environments and lots to choose from. There's a career mode where you can face off against over 100 professional anglers, and for those that actually know what they're doing, the actual fishing mechanic has a good deal of depth to it. The character customization could be a bit deeper, but at least you can look like a Russian mafia. Seriously, I look like I'm about to dump a body in the lake here. If fishing is your kind of thing, and you're not a filthy casual like me, then this game is a catch. Okay, since Disney pretty much takes over everything anyway, we're going to have a wee look at Kingdom Hearts 3 now. Despite this Square Enix RPG series being a pretty huge fan favourite, the only time I've ever personally played a Kingdom Hearts game was actually this one, with the Patch Us In lads at the EGX gaming convention. So considering this is the 12th game in the series, I pretty much had no idea what the f*** was going on. Even still, I enjoyed the hack and slash combat, the familiar characters, the bright visuals, and the absolutely star-studded voice cast. You get a nice mix of gameplay as you make your way through the worlds, ranging from naval combat in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, downhill sledding in the Frozen world, first-person shooting and more. So it is enough to keep things fresh. The biggest drawback I found to the game was the very large number of cutscenes that seemed to me to be a bit obtrusive. It's something I noticed before when I was watching Dom stream the game on her Twitch channel. For a while I thought he'd just decided to watch a movie instead of actually playing the game, there were so many cutscenes. For fans of the series though that actually had a clue of what was going on, I'm sure it wouldn't be so annoying. And despite not being caught up with the story, I did enjoy it.
Gosh, it's amazing!
On to Death Squared now, which is a neat little puzzle game from SMG Studio. You and a friend navigate through a maze of traps and hazards as you try to get both blocks on the corresponding spots, which, trust me, sounds a lot easier than it is. The levels have been meticulously crafted so that even when you think you're on the home stretch and only seconds away from victory, one spike will rise up and kill you or a block will push you off the side. The game does have a certain charm to it though, and even when you're plummeting to your demise, you're having fun and it keeps you hooked wanting to beat the level. Add to that some pretty funny commentary, and this game is surprisingly addictive.
Yeah, not off to a great start here. Hey Iris, what are your prime directives?
Directive 1, serve Omnicorp. Directive 2, protect the testing sequence. Directive 3, uphold testing protocols.
Nothing there about Protecting humans, like me?
No, David. Level 1 testing technicians are considered expendable by Omnicorp management.
Definitely invite a friend to play along to unlock this game's full potential, but if you have to play solo, don't let that stop you. There is a party mode though for up to 4 players if you really want to test that friendship. Okay, next up let's take a look at the new Assassin's Creed and who the f*** are these guys? Alright, okay, this is actually Final Fantasy 15, and what's cool about this is that it's the Royal Edition, so you're getting all of the DLC too. When you do first start playing this, you might think that your main mission in the game is to drop the firest emo album of 2002, just look at these guys. This is another game series that I don't really have much experience with. When I was younger I wasn't really a fan of Final Fantasy's usual style of turn-based combat, but 15 is advertised as a game for fans and new players alike, which seems accurate, because I had fun playing and Hugh, a long-time Final Fantasy player, really enjoyed it too. In fact, Hugh enjoyed it so much I'm sure he put 50 plus hours into it twice. The graphics in the game are impressive, the combat is in real time and in my opinion way more fun than the traditional Final Fantasy battle system. I've always been a fan of an open world RPG that you can really sink your teeth into, and if that's your thing then Final Fantasy 15 should definitely be on your radar. Fair warning though, the chat between you and the 3 friends that accompany you can be pretty terrible at times. Getting the weirdest sense of deja vu here. I'm sure it's nothing. Okay guys, that wraps it up for this video. Be on the lookout for the next episode of Gamepass Gossip coming very soon, in which we'll look at the other games released in February 2020, such as Wolfenstein Youngblood, Yakuza 0 and more. I've been Hamish from Patch Us In, and I'll see you next time.
Stop